On the news, Governor Oborowori tasked security agencies on enforcement against illegal firearms. Stakeholders call on Deltans to end open defecation. President Tinubu urges Nigerians to uphold unity and peaceful coexistence. Abroad, Israel set to turn off memorial clock of 2023 Hamas attack. Good evening and welcome to Delta Television Main News. I'm Great Edoniabo. You can also follow our news online on Facebook and YouTube at Delta Broadcasting Service Asaba, or visit our website at www.dbsasaba.com. Governor Sharif Oborowori has directed security agencies in the state to arrest and prosecute anyone found with illegal firearms or attempting to disrupt peace in any part of the state, as preparations towards the 2027 general elections gather momentum. He gave the directive while receiving the 23rd Commissioner of Police, Delta State Command, Mr. Aina Adeshola, at Government House, Asaba. Ejime Udweme reports.
Governor Oborowori described the posting of Mr. Adeshola to Delta State as a homecoming, noting that the police chief was well acquainted with the state, having previously served in key operational positions within the command. He said the relative peace currently enjoyed across the state was a reflection of the collaboration between the police and other security agencies, adding that the new commissioner has displayed experience, professionalism, and deep understanding of the terrain.
For the few weeks that you have been here, we can see that the state is also peaceful. Before now, you see that people, civilians, youth, they brandish firearms, carry rifle and the rest. But now, since 2023, it can't happen.
As the state approaches another election cycle, Governor Oborowori charged the police command to remain firm and proactive, stressing that anyone that attempts to breach the peace must face the full weight of the law. He urged residents to support security agencies by providing timely and useful information, describing security as a collective responsibility.
With the support of other security agencies, we know that this peace we are enjoying in Delta State will be sustained in Jesus' name. Now that election is getting close, I want to appeal to Commissioner of Police. Anybody found wanting, any individual in Delta State seen having possession of firearm should be arrested.
Earlier, the police chief, Mr. Aina Adeshola, assured the governor and Deltans that his men will go extra mile to ensure that security was not compromised in any part of the state.
Sir, I decided to bring my management team, sir. One, to appreciate you, and to also solicit your bigger support for my own time, which I'm very, very sure that you have even started with me already. And to always tell you that, sir, by the special grace of Almighty God, the Deltans will surely sleep with their two eyes closed. There shall be serious peace and uncommon peace in Delta State by the special grace of God in my tenure.
He pledged that under his leadership, the police would work tirelessly to ensure lasting peace in all parts of the state. Ejime Udweme reporting.
Governor Sharif Oborowori has sought the approval of Delta State House of Assembly to screen and confirm Mr. Kako Stanley Esse as Director General of the Delta State Local Content Agency. The request was contained in a letter read at plenary by the Speaker of the House, the Right Honorable Imamotimi Goa. Favor Okafor reports.
Governor Oborowori in the letter said the nomination followed the expiration of the tenure of the immediate past Director General of the Delta State Local Content Agency, adding that it was in line with the relevant laws guiding such appointments.
Following the expiration of the tenure of the Director General and in exercise of the powers conferred on me by Section 10, Sub 1 of the Delta State Local Content Agency Law 2020. I wish to nominate Kako Stanley Essie for appointment as Director General of the Delta State Local Content Agency. It would be greatly appreciated if any action is taken to place the name of the nominee before the Honorable House for consideration and confirmation.
Ruling on the matter, the Speaker, the Right Honorable Emomotimi Gore, directed the nominee to submit 35 copies of his curriculum vitae to the Office of the Clerk on or before Monday, February 3, and to appear before the House for screening on Wednesday, February 4. Favor Okafor, reporting.
The chairman of the Oshimili North Local Government Area, Honorable Innocent Eseweze, has appealed to the State Commissioner of Police, Mr. Aino Adeshola, to extend the existing security architecture in Asaba to Igbuzo and other communities within the capital territory. Honorable Eseweze made the appeal when he played host to the Commissioner, stressing that the expansion of security measures would help curb criminal activities and improve intelligence gathering across the local government area. The report.
Honorable Eseweze commended the Commissioner for the proactive security initiatives already in place in the state capital, noting that the measures had contributed significantly to improved safety in the capital territory. The council chairman noted that Igbuzo and surrounding communities were fast-growing, with increasing population and economic activities, and therefore required enhanced police presence and proactive security strategies to safeguard lives and properties. Responding, the Police Commissioner, Mr. Aino, assured the Council Chairman of the State Police Command's commitment to maintaining peace. He reaffirmed the readiness of the command to continue working with local authorities, traditional institutions, and community stakeholders to address emerging security challenges.
Civil servants have been enjoined to be dedicated and exemplary in the discharge of their responsibilities in line with civil service hinged on performance and best practices. The Permanent Secretary in the Office of the Deputy Governor, Dr. Anthony Wonkolobia, gave the charge while addressing staff of the office at Government House. Pere Botu reports.
Dr. Wonkolobia said officers were expected to set strategic objectives and align them with the policy goals of the state government, adding that performance was being consciously monitored and reliance on annual appraisals alone was no longer sufficient. He emphasized that civil servants must be physically present, active, productive, and compliant with official procedures, including procurement laws, pointing out that ignorance of the law was not an excuse, while urging staff to learn continuously, embrace digital technology, and share knowledge after trainings. The Permanent Secretary called for punctuality, discipline, unity, and mutual respect among staff, adding that the office would organize capacity-building programs and introduce periodic job rotation to enhance efficiency and mentorship. He cautioned against indiscipline, insubordination, and unethical conduct, urging staff to maintain professionalism at all times. In their remarks, the Director of Administration in the Office of the Deputy Governor, Mr. Ebunum Olisa God's Power, and his counterpart in Finance and Accounts, Mr. Prosper Aruture, urged staff to properly align themselves for effective and efficient service delivery. I am Pere Botu reporting.
Residents of the state have been charged to imbibe the culture of proper use and desist from open defecation as part of efforts to promote good health and prevent the spread of diseases. The Zonal Coordinator, Parasitology and Public Health Society of Nigeria, Mrs. Mofe Paja, gave the charge during the DBS flagship program, Morning Ride, in Asaba. Henry Unogwa reports.
Mrs. Paja said the sensitization was in preparation for the January 30, 2026 commemoration of the World Neglected Tropical Disease Day, NTDS, marked on January 30, a global event aimed at raising awareness on diseases that continue to affect millions of people, especially in poor and vulnerable communities. She noted that about 48 million Nigerians still practiced open defecation, describing the phenomenon as a major public health challenge contributing to the spread of neglected tropical diseases in Nigeria. Despite progress made through mass drug administration, community sensitization, and improved disease surveillance. Mrs. Paja explained that diseases such as Lassa fever, river blindness, and leprosy, among other infections, were closely linked to poor sanitation and unhygienic practices, calling on Nigerians to support public health initiatives and adopt good hygiene habits.
Deltans, that if they have anybody that is suffering from any of these diseases, they should go to the appropriate place, like the hospitals, our health centers. If you notice anybody, especially lymphatic filariasis, elephantiasis, there's a case management for people suffering from it these days in our health centers, designated health centers. If we have cases, they should report to our designated primary healthcare development agencies facilities. They must change their attitudes. If you have toilet, use it. Use your toilet rather than just going to defecate anywhere you see. Then if maybe peradventure you have running stomach and you need to defecate, you don't just defecate openly, dig hole, defecate and cover it.
In his contributions, the State Coordinator of Neglected Tropical Diseases, NTDS, Mr. Vincent Anigoro, said NTDS thrived in areas where poor sanitation, unfair water, inadequate healthcare, and poverty, leading to long-term disability, stigma, reduced productivity, and in severe cases, death. He stressed that eliminating the diseases required strong political will, sustained funding, community participation, and continuous public education, adding that this year's World NTD Day emphasized ending open defecation through collective and open dedication by governments, institutions, communities, and individuals.
For residents, we encourage them to imbibe the culture of what? Hygiene. They should key into government policies of open defecation, should be stopped. We also encourage that they should not see this disease, because neglected tropical disease if it affects you today, it takes 15-20 years before it will manifest, before you go blind, before your leg becomes swollen, before your testes will become enlarged. So it takes time. So people don't even notice that they have any form of diseases. So to prevent those diseases, they must be clean, hygienic. If there is a situation where they need to take the preventive chemotherapy, they need to be taking those medicines. If you want a schistosomiasis now.
Henry Onogwa reporting.
The State Project Coordinator of the Livelihood Improvement Family Enterprises, Niger Delta Life ND, Mr. Collins Ashoro, has highlighted the progress recorded by the project as at the end of its first phase, while also paving the way for a seamless transition into phase 2. Mr. Ashoro made this known during a media roundtable held in Asaba, where he presented performance updates on the conclusion of the project's first implementation phase, which ended in March 2025, while consolidating the gains achieved so far. Henrietta Oniama brings you details.
Mr. Ashoro said the 12 years federal government initiative implemented in partnership with the International Fund for Agricultural Development, IFAD, and the Niger Delta Development Commission, NDDC, was designed to enhance income generation, food security, and job creation for youth and women through agro-business development across the Niger Delta region. He explained that Phase 1 of the Life ND, which ran from 2019 to 2025, focused on building agro-business capacity in priority value chains such as cassava, fishery, poultry, and oil palm, using an incubation method that pairs experienced farmers with young trainees to develop sustainable enterprise.
Sheriff Oborowori to have been able to do the needful. I know he's a cultural loving governor, and we hope by the time the funds are released, to be used for the purpose for which the release is being made.
Mr. Ashoro revealed that over 4,373 youth and women have benefited from the incubation program, surpassing the initial target of 4,250 beneficiaries, with 4,275 new agro-businesses and jobs created across various local government areas. He further disclosed that the project generated over 2.75 million naira in gross income between 2020 and 2024, while also expanding rural infrastructure through the acquisition of 1,280 hectares of land and the completion of poultry building, fish cluster, processing mills, pond, market stores, borehole, as well as 5.25 kilometers of rehabilitated farm access road. The project coordinator added that $32 billion is currently being requested under the Borrowed Resource Access Mechanism to address financing gaps and support the successful implementation of Phase 2 of the project. Henrietta Oniyama reporting.
The screening of political appointees in the state begins tomorrow. According to a statement signed by the Secretary of the Committee, Mr. Felix Irewi, the categories of appointees to be screened in the first phase are Executive Assistants, Senior Special Assistants, and Special Assistants, aides to commissioners, special advisors, chairmen and members of commissions, boards, parastatals, and agencies, as well as political appointees in the State House of Assembly, excluding domestic staff. The screening, which will cover all federal constituencies and local government areas in the state, which will last till Thursday, February 26. Affected appointees are expected to report for the exercise at the press center behind the chapel at the new Government House, Asaba, between 11 a.m. and 3 p.m. on their scheduled dates. The screening follows the constitution of a verification committee to confirm the status, legitimacy, and accountability of political appointees serving across ministries, departments, and agencies in the state as approved by Governor Sheriff Oborowori. A government statement signed by the Secretary to the State Government, Dr. Kingsley Emo, explained that the exercise was a routine periodic review aimed at identifying changes arising from natural causes, relocation, or other relevant factors. The Joint Admissions and Matriculation Board, JAMB, has scrapped the special concessions previously granted to candidates with albinism for the 2026 Unified Tertiary Matriculation Examination, UTME. The move has generated mixed reactions among Nigerians. Our reporter, Osiayo Henry, spoke to citizens on the implications of the decision. Despite repeated warnings from authorities, incidents of citizens scooping fuel from fallen tankers persist, often with tragic consequences. Henry Onogwa spoke with a cross-section of residents of the state capital on why the practice continues and what should be done to stop it. The report.
Despite repeated warnings by emergency agencies and security operatives, many residents still rush to accident scenes to scoop spilled fuel using buckets, jerry cans, and other containers. Some residents blame the continued practice on high fuel prices, poverty, lack of awareness, and the prevailing harsh economic situation. They noted that although fumes from spilled fuel could ignite at any moment, leading to explosions, fire outbreak, and loss of lives, as many people continue to ignore the danger.
Anybody that go where fuel fall down is risking his life. Government will put an security people and people that will be operating 24 hours because of something like that.
Other residents expressed concern that the act not only endangers those scooping the fuel, but also pose serious threat to nearby communities through fire outbreak, air pollution, and the destruction of roads and farmlands. They called on government to empower relevant agencies to enforce stricter measures to curb the menace.
The people should desist from this kind of act because it's very dangerous. And the government should provide agencies that are in charge to prevent people from gathering fuel or packing fuel from the roads.
Another school of thought said those involved in scooping fuel were fully aware of the dangers but were driven by hunger and hardship. According to them, some people felt it was better to take the risk than went home empty-handed. They stressed that many only realized how deadly the act was when an explosion occurred and advised residents to desist from the dangerous practice.
The economy and unemployment rate. Because if the economy is good, people will not think of going to school fair.
There should be any lights from anywhere. Before you know, the whole place there'll be fire all over. I don't just know, people they don't have value for their lives.
Other speakers opined that government should intensify public enlightenment and sensitization campaign to educate residents on the dangers of scooping fuel from fallen tankers. They also called for stricter regulations of fuel tankers, including limiting their movement during the daytime to reduce road accidents. While some residents commend Desma's efforts, others want improvements. The agency continues its mandate to ensure safer roads in the state capital. For Delta TV, I am Henry Onogba.
As the federal government gets set to begin another phase of the National Identification Number (NIN) registration for Nigerians yet to be captured, citizens have shared mixed reactions on their level of compliance, the process, and expectations. Gloria Otolo reports.
Many citizens confirmed that they had registered, while others said they were yet to do so, but hoped to participate in the forthcoming exercise. Some residents described the registration as important for accessing government services, however, raising concerns over long queues and slow processing at some registration centers.
So I would always advise the government to go online to make it easy. You can, from the comfort of your house, do whatever you need to do, go to the business center, print out your slip, and you don't have to go to the office, sleep overnight, stress yourself, take number, pass through that hectic process. They can make it easier.
Others blame the delays on the poor network connectivity, saying it often disrupts the exercise and discourage intending registrants.
If you send it to Word, they'll be doing it in Word. You know Word now, like Word. Go to your Word and register and move.
The residents appealed to the government to deploy more registration machines and personnel to ease the process and reduce waiting time. They also recommended the registration centers be located closer to schools and local communities to improve access and participation.
What we need to do is make the platform a little easier to ourselves, because most of the time when you have little errors, it takes weeks before it's been fixed.
The people called for improved digital options, saying the process should be made accessible from the comfort of homes through mobile phones. Gloria Otolo reporting.
Many Nigerian households have been heaving sigh of relief over the reduction in the prices of garri in recent times. Gloria Okolo spoke with traders and buyers on the development.
The price of garri has significantly reduced and is now quite affordable for the average Nigerian. A recent market survey showed that garri has become more affordable, offering relief to households facing high food prices. The reduction was largely due to increased supply from local producers. Traders at the Infant Jesus Market in Asaba said a measure of garri now sold for about 1,500, while a full bag cost 15,000 to 18,000, depending on quality and location. They attributed the price drop to steady supply and improved distribution.
Garri come down well. Farmer try for garri matter. We dey buy garri for 1,000, 1,200 for bucket of garri. Before na 3,200 or 3,500, but now the price really come down.
Buyers welcomed the development, saying it made daily meal preparation easier despite ongoing economic pressures. Many noted that the price dropped at a time when household budgets were under severe strain. However, sellers cautioned that profit margins remain tight due to high transportation and processing costs.
We do buy per bag like 18,000. That's the price for the red one, for the yellow garri. Then the white one per bag in the market is 15,000.
Traders on their part called on government and stakeholders to support local production and distribution, ensuring that garri prices remain affordable in the coming weeks.
Garri 1.5, bucket 1.5, before 2,025.
As garri becomes more affordable, residents say it has eased the burden of food costs and brought great relief for many families. I am Gloria Otolo, reporting.
The national power grid has crashed again, the second time in 4 days. According to reports, power generation dropped to 39 megawatts at 11 a.m. down from 825 megawatts as of 10 a.m. A team monitoring the situation reported that power generation had peaked at 4,762 megawatts as of 6 a.m. today. Also, EcoDisco, in a statement today, informed its customers of a system collapse that resulted in power loss. President Bola Tinubu has urged Nigerians to embrace unity, religious tolerance, and peaceful coexistence, describing them as vital to national security and development. President Tinubu made a call at the 4th International Conference of the Center for Islamic Civilization and Interfaith Dialogue at Bayero University, Kano, where he was represented by the Minister of Information and National Orientation, Mr. Muhammad Idris. The President commended the Center and the Sultan Bello Mosque, Kaduna, for promoting dialogue and national cohesion. He said the conference's focus on the legacy of late Sheikh Mahmoud Abubakar Gumi was timely, noting that the renowned Islamic scholar played a key role in promoting unity and peaceful coexistence in Nigeria. On security, President Tinubu said national safety was tied to unity and respect for religious diversity, urging Nigerians to resist divisive narratives. He reaffirmed his administration's commitment to prosecuting or protecting lives and property, disclosing that over 7,000 forest guards have been deployed nationwide alongside expanded intelligence-led operations to tackle banditry and terrorism. Still to come, Israel set to turn off memorial clock of 2023 Hamas attack. Welcome back. A clock in a Tel Aviv square that became a rallying point for Israelis demanding the release of hostages taken during the October 2023 Hamas attack will be turned off today, 844 days after it began counting their captivity. The shutdown follows the discovery in Gaza of the body of the last remaining hostage, which was announced by the Israeli military. Ran Govli, age 24, was an off-duty police officer recovering from an injury who was killed fighting militants that had infiltrated Israel during the 2023 attack. Govli's mother, Tawfiq, speaking to reporters late yesterday after her son's body was recovered, thanked those who had supported the family during the 27 months since the 2023 attack. In Israel, the return of the last hostage has been anticipated as a moment of national healing. The Hamas attack, the bloodiest killing of Jews since the Holocaust, was widely seen as the most traumatic event in the country's history. It also completes a core aspect of the initial phase of President Donald Trump's plan to end the war. The second stage, which Washington announced has started earlier this month, includes the reopening of Gaza's Rafah border with Egypt. In sports, world women number 3 tennis player Coco Gauff has crashed out of the ongoing Australian Open after losing 6-1, 6-2 to Elima Svitolina in a quarter-final clash earlier today. The 21-year-old American tennis sensation also smashed a racket after the defeat, saying her team did not deserve a loss despite all the work they had put in ahead of the Australian Open. Gauff, who was aiming to add the coveted Australian Open, failed in a quest and slumped to a devastating defeat. Svitolina will next face world number 1 and tournament favorite Aryna Sabalenka in the semi-final stage. Sabalenka brushes aside teenage sensation Iva Jovic 6-3, 6-1 love in their quarter-final clash. Manchester United have been dealt a huge injury blow as initial scans show left back Patrick Dogu could be out for up to 10 weeks. The Danish player has been in superb form since the arrival of interim head coach Michael Carrick, scoring in each of his 2 games under the former Middlesbrough coach so far, but now looks for a long spell on the sidelines after coming off against Arsenal on Sunday with what coach Carrick described as just a cramp, but which scans have revealed to be an hamstring injury. Denmark is also badly hit by this news as their key player will miss the crucial World Cup qualification playoffs in March. Dogu's absence may, however, prove to be an opportunity for the likes of Matthias Cumba and Mason Mount to nail down starting positions at Old Trafford. And our thought for the day: believing in yourself is the first secret of success. To end the news, here are the highlights. Governor Sharif Oborowori has directed security agencies in the state to arrest and prosecute anyone found with illegal firearms or attempting to disrupt peace in any part of the state in preparation towards the 2027 general elections gather momentum. He gave the directive while receiving the 23rd Commissioner of Police, Delta State Command, Mr. Aino Adeshola, at Government House, Asaba. Residents of the state have been charged to imbibe the culture of proper toilet use and desist from open defecation as part of efforts to promote good health and prevent the spread of diseases. The Zonal Coordinator, Parasitology and Public Health Society of Nigeria, Mrs. Mofe Paja, gave the charge during the DBS flagship program, Morning Ride, in Asaba. President Bola Tinubu has urged Nigerians to embrace unity, religious tolerance, and peaceful coexistence, describing them as vital to national security and development. We also brought to you that a clock in Tel Aviv Square has become a rallying point for Israelis demanding the release of hostages taken during the October 2023 Hamas attack will be turned off today, 844 days after it began counting their captivity. And that's the size of our bulletin today. You can also follow our news online on Facebook at Delta Broadcasting Service Asaba and on YouTube at Delta Broadcasting Service Asaba, or visit our website. Thanks for joining us on the news. I'm Great Edoniabo. Good night and God bless you.